Welcome back, everybody, to BVarsity Live. Zach Ewing and Trevor Horn here with you at the TBC Media Studios in downtown Bakersfield, and we welcome in now the Wasco High baseball team. To my left here, we've got Lalo, Barraza, Estebian, Rios, and Coach Jeff Wedel. Welcome in, guys. And hey, congratulations on a big win yesterday.
Thank you.
It's been a heck of a playoff run, and before we get into yesterday's game, the quarterfinal last Friday against Bakersfield Christian was the time you guys really had that big stage where you had to come through. You're trailing Bakersfield Christian late in the game. What was it, 5-1?
4-0.
4-0,
yeah. And
then scored 5 runs on him in the 6th inning to take control of that game. Ended up beating him in walk-off fashion, right?
Yeah.
In the 7th inning. Lalo, let's start with you. What was that experience like? And that was kind of your playoff moment to this point, I think.
In reality, it was very emotional for us. Ever since the beginning of the year, we had our motto was play the low white baseball. We knew we were going to have our times where our back was going to be against the wall, but being gritty and putting the hard work has paid off, as we knew we were going to be overwhelmed in that situation, and we had to come out on top. And having the community there supporting us really bumped up our mojo there, and then having our coaches there supporting us, telling us it's not over. We got 6 more outs. We got 9 more outs, and that kind of helped us along the way.
Yeah. Esteban, describe the emotions on that day. First of all, you fall behind 4-0. I mean, you have to be fighting that feeling that, oh no, it's all over, and then to come back and have the crowd explode and those things. What was that day like?
Oh, it was, like he said, it was really emotional. I mean, us seniors, we came together and we were just like, we can't let this be our last. Like, this is our last time. All the hard work, all the sweat, the tears, the blood that we shed, like in the off season, working out. Like, we just knew that this couldn't be our last game. We couldn't go out like this.
Coach, you obviously you have taught them well to never say die and those sort of things. Yesterday, heck, was downright easy compared to that on Friday. At least it looked that way.
Yeah, it's never easy. When you get to the semis and even the quarterfinals and BCHS, that game was second to none. I mean, when you get, it's tough enough to beat a team twice in the same league, and then to be asked to do it a third time. Hats off to that program. They were very good. They were a good ball club. Coming into yesterday, it was just, I think that comeback, kind of set the stage for us to come out a little more charged, not, knowing you beat a team twice and not knowing who you're playing. These guys were a little more focused, I want to say. Our practices are crazy intense. I mean, it's something different every day, and we just told these guys, we've got to play fundamentally sound baseball, and yesterday was as close as we've been to doing that.
Lalo, you kind of smiled a little bit when Coach said they were crazy intense. Describe what a Wasco baseball practice is like for me.
A lot of Led Zeppelin.
That too.
Well, it came from a lot of senior leadership this year, kind of realizing we have to go out with a bang and carrying it down to the younger guys. We have a lot of underclassmen this year, and we have to tell them, we're going to leave next year. You guys got to pick this up. And it's either go hard or go home for us. It was, you're going to practice for the next game. You're going to practice for the next pitch of your next at-bat. And it's very hard in a way where you have to focus every single day. You have to get better, and you have to make the adjustments within the practice so you can make the adjustments within the game.
Wait a minute now. So Led Zeppelin. So Esteban, we're talking about heavy metal. I mean, how long do these practices take, and how intense are they? What's going on?
They're pretty intense. I mean, when it comes down to like Led Zeppelin, talking about rock and stuff, like during BP, we like to listen to music. Just get really locked in and focus. And like Coach always tells us our pregame before, like, let's just go out and beat someone. Let's not let them come into our field, or let's go and take their field and let's just win.
Coach, 24 years ago, you were able to play in a Valley Championship game at Wasco. Now, were you a senior that year?
Yeah.
So it was your freshman year that they won the title?
Correct.
Were you a part of that team as well?
No.
Okay. Not on the varsity team that year, but got to kind of experience that.
One of your brothers, though, was on that year, right?
No.
How has that experience, or how have you drawn upon that experience during this year's run? First to a league title and now playing for Valley Championship.
We in '93, when we had pitchers like Greg Romo and Jeremy Wedel on the mound, I mean, those 2 guys were both drafted and played in the major leagues, and so it was kind of, they're sitting on the bump throwing 93 to 95, and it was kind of easy to do. All we had to do was put a couple runs on the board, and then it was over. But you know, coming off of a loss like that and being a senior, I told these guys it's a feeling that you'll never forget. And just getting to this point is says a lot about these boys. I mean, we've won 24 consecutive games, and you know, you always hear that, you know, you lose a late game and it's like, oh, that got them to refocus. And we've continued to roll, and when you don't have that loss to kind of make everybody regroup and not forget what we're here for, it's been surreal, actually. I mean, I could have never imagined a season to go along the way it's going this year, and it's a testament to our seniors. I mean, we you know, our football program. I mean, most football programs, they got a 0 period. Our baseball team has a 0 period where they go in and work out with the football players, and it's they have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and get that done. And I think it's we haven't had the injuries that you know, every year I tell these guys at the beginning of the season, I said there's always going to be that injury. Somebody's going to have to step up and play a big role, and we haven't had that. And you know, these boys get challenged every single day, and it's, you know, knowing that I've been there and I've seen that stage, and it's kind of ironic, but we're going back to play in the same stadium that we played our Valley Championship in Rawhide Stadium.
And Lalo, for you guys, obviously, you know, it's going to be an early morning for you Saturday, so maybe getting up at 6 a.m. is not going to be that tough because Coach has got you guys on that same regimen. Have you guys talked about that and thought about that, knowing that, you know, you got to play at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday?
Right, you know, take into consideration we have been waking up early for 0 period and all. It's going to be, you know, a night before a game like that, it's going to be tough to sleep. And we understand that as players, we're going to have to get our rest. And we've talked it through. We're mentally prepared to be there. We just have to step it up into the situation, as we have yet to play in a circumstance like that. And we're lucky enough to have coaches that have played in a Valley game, so they kind of are guiding us the way through there.
Can sleep when the game's over. Right. Yeah. So Trevor stole my thunder a little bit. I looked it up. What was the #1 hit song in 1993? Let's put in perspective how long ago this was.
Oh man, I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't. Okay, the week of the Valley Championship. Janet Jackson, "That's the Way Love Goes."
Wow.
The #1 song for the whole year, Whitney Houston, "I Will Always Love You."
Oh man, the Bodyguard.
Which you guys could probably sing.
The
that one. You probably
Bodyguard.
heard that one, right?
We were more of a Def Leppard guy.
Yeah, no kidding. Can we get?
Yeah, those are some pretty soft #1
Can we get some
songs.
Megadeth in
We
there?
did
or something?
have
Yeah, exactly.
Meatloaf later in the year. "I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that."
You know what? You know what came out in '93? I think I think White Zombie put their first album out that year, so we might, you know, maybe we can get a little Thunder Kiss '65 in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we got to get a little 1993 throwback, but maybe not Whitney Houston. That doesn't pump the boys up so
Yeah,
much.
because that's what we listen to at practice. I mean, it's Metallica or something. We're getting after it.
You guys have heard that song, right? And
Don't.
I was gonna make them, but they gave me blank stare, so I had to step in. You know.
This guy's the one that knows the whole song.
Oh no, I don't know the whole song.
You guys might be watching The Bodyguard on the drive up there.
Talk to us about Firebaugh. Have you guys prepared for them at all? Have you seen them play at all, Coach? I know they've been to Valley title games in the past, so they've experienced this maybe more than you have, which is a slight advantage. But anything else you know about them?
You know, yesterday's game, I know they went 8 innings, a 1-1 game going into the 8th, I believe. So I'm assuming they threw their one between them and Exeter both. They're scrappy. I've talked to a couple different. I talked to the coach last night, and he for Mission Oak, and he was telling me that they're a scrappy ball club. They didn't do anything different than we did. We just came out and you know, in that 3rd inning, the bats came alive. And so, you know, I kind of expect the same from them. They have played a couple of track teams. I believe they beat Central early on. But, you know, we're not afraid to play anybody. We've got a great staff. Lalo, he'll be behind the dish tomorrow. Rios will be on the bump. And you know, if we stay down in the zone, we can get the breaking ball working, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, Firebaugh actually won the Valley title in 2013 and 2015. Small world story. One of my buddies from high school, Eric Salcida, was the head coach on that 2013 team.
Got to break up the odd year streak here.
Yeah.
They're on an odd-year streak. You got to break it up. Esteban, you're the pitcher. You're going to get to kind of lead the team out of the dugout at Rawhide Ballpark. What's that moment going to be like in a professional stadium Valley title game?
It's going to be good, but I'm just trying not to let it get to my head. I'm just thinking, like Coach always told us, our motto is play the little white baseball. Mm-hmm. So I'm just go out there and throw strikes, like Coach always told me. Just throw strikes.
How about you, Lalo? You let your imagination run wild with that moment just a little bit until you get back to business?
A bit. You kind of have to just take it in as you can. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us, and especially as we're going out, we don't know how much time we have left playing. We have one game left in high school career, and it's very difficult to take in. And he's usually the one behind the plate calming me down before a big game, and I get to do it for him this time.
So, Jeff, do you get the barbecue from Halliburton and bring it up with you just in case?
Oh, yeah, we'll bring out all the bells and whistles.
Yeah. Jeff actually works with my father-in-law.
It is a cool...
right over his head.
I just say, cool story, bro. Okay.
Cool story.
It is a cool thing, win or lose, to get to finish your high school career on that field, I think. And that is one of the really good things about the way the section has moved to this one-site final. There are sort of still things that need to be tweaked with it, Jeff. You mentioned 9:30 in the morning is not the time you would choose to play if you could choose, certainly. And that's not to make an excuse for anything, but it is one issue with this is that somebody's got to play at that time. The other issue we mentioned in the first segment, you could have Clovis has baseball and softball teams both in the finals. I think they're the only ones.
Kerman would have been the
Kerman
other
would
ones.
have been, but
and Mission Oak could have
been
as well, but they're not.
Or Stockdale could have been.
Oh,
the
yeah,
other.
of course.
But anyway, they couldn't move it because Central's got graduation. They got to play at the same time. That's going to hurt both crowds probably. What do you think of the one-site final? Does the good outweigh the bad at this point?
I guess you could say the good outweighs it a little bit to give these boys an experience to be able to play in a stadium like that and in an atmosphere like that. But the one thing that we can bank on, in Wasco being a small community, we're going to travel well.
Yep.
We will definitely travel well.
Be some tiger tails going up the 99.
If anybody was at the last two games, the two playoff games, we had unbelievable crowd support. And last night was the community came out. It was a packed house, and I've never seen that stadium. It's only been open for about 5 years, but it was full. And when we made that last out, and we knew that we were going, and the boys were celebrating on the field, it was a sight to see. And I had board members, administrators coming up to me, and they said, "Well, you got it done." And I told them, I said, these boys, we got a group of kids that you have to send home at night. They'll practice till 8, 9 o'clock at night if you let them. They'll go down to the cages at 5:30 in the morning and get some extra BP in. They love baseball, and we're bringing that back to the community. And just seeing the crowd and the kids running around asking, "Hey, can we check foul balls and can we do this and do that?" They want to be part of it. And it's I was part of the football program when we won the Valley title in 2012, and it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. And our spring sports at Wasco has been amazing, with the swim team, the track team, and the baseball and softball teams. Yep. I mean, it's just been an exceptional year for spring sports out in Wasco, and that's the way it's going to be for a while.
Yep.
Just because you get that mojo going, and everybody wants to be part of that.
Guys, final word before we have to let you go. Esteban, the town's behind you. Obviously, you have all the momentum in the world. What would it mean to bring a Valley title home to Wasco on Saturday?
Oh, it'd mean everything to me. I mean, I always told our coach, he always tells us, we were the last team to go, and yeah, we lost, but I kind of want to win it so we can tell them that we were the team that won.
Have some bragging rights. That's right. How about you, Lalo? What would it mean to bring that title home to the town?
Playing with the name in front of your chest, the Tigers or Wasco, whatever jersey we were wearing, it means a lot. We grew up in that town. We grew up with everybody having our support, having our back, and having the crowd we have been having the past couple games. It really shows the support they're having, and bringing back a Valley championship game would mean everything to us.
Well, guys, good luck on Saturday. Congratulations on the season thus far, and thanks for being here.
Thank you.
That's Coach Jeff Wedel and seniors Estebian, Rios, and Lalo Barraza of Wasco High Baseball. They'll play Firebaugh at 9:30 a.m. on Saturday for the Valley Championship in Division 4. When we come back, we will talk to independent softball coach Mike D'Amato. He'll join us on the phone, and we'll talk some D3 softball championship. And I might even sing Whitney Houston for Trevor when we come back here on BVarsity Live.
That would be a nightmare.
Thanks, guys.